Well, man. So, thank you for contacting me regarding my personal training and online coaching service. So, may I ask, is 2024 gonna be your year regarding body transformation, that is? Great. It's extremely nice to hear that. So, may I ask once again, what is your body goals? Doesn't even just have to be the body, it can also just be a mindset. Someone contacts me just because they need to change a little bit of the mindset because food has taken over their lives, maybe, and they don't like that they are having those cravings and giving up on those cravings, so it can be a mindset thing as well. I can totally see why that could be a thing for some people. So if I just try not to assume too much, it's 2024. We must not assume. We are very delicate about that, not assuming. So if you just tell me what your goals are, then I will just shut up for a moment and just listen. So please elaborate. Okay, that sounds very reasonable, and it can be achieved quite fast if you do have the willpower for it. But can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Okay. So what I hear is actually that you do have some strength goals in mind, a little bit of body fat just to get trimmed down, and then you also just want to get a little bit of muscle mass. Yeah. I know that you hear a lot of people say that you cannot build muscle and lose fat in the same time. When you're just starting out on your muscle building journey in a young age, then you do have some resources that people who have trained for 10 years doesn't have. Your body actually has a lot of stuff, like if you are thinking hypertrophy. By hypertrophy, I actually do mean that your muscles are gonna build, they're gonna get bigger. It is the opposite of atrophy. The atrophy is that they are getting smaller. I don't know if you have ever tried breaking a bone, just have a fracture, or if you just have a casket on, then your muscles are just going through this atrophy stage where they are just getting smaller and smaller. That is the opposite of hypertrophy. Hypertrophy, then we are just expanding the muscles itself. Yeah, because the muscles need to be stronger. They need to get stronger because you are stressing them with more workload, and just to adapt to that workload, they need to get bigger, they need to get stronger. So that is why we do want to achieve hypertrophy. That's the muscle building aspect of this. Strength building aspect will come a little bit too with muscle building. A lot of things will actually contribute to that as well. And the things that we are gonna need there is just, I will do a little bit of a different split with you because you want to have a lot of strength and you want to build some muscle mass. You can do both things very effectively if you have the right split, and we can also lose a little bit of body fat. By losing body fat, I actually do not mean that we will lose excess fat on you. I know that sounds quite weird, but let me just elaborate on that. The thing I mean by that is just, if we are having a certain body fat percentage, if you had 12% body fat, 15, 18, whatever you are, percentage of body fat on your body, then that is just the percentage of your body. We can actually get that percentage down if we do not increase our body fat, if your body fat is just stable throughout this process, and we just build a little bit more muscle. So very, very lean gains, lean gains, not just eating a little bit excess. So you will gain muscle mass, keep the same, not the same body fat percentage, but the same level of body fat on you. So if we say that you got 10 pounds of body fat on you, if you just remain at those 10 pounds of body fat, it's probably more. Most people have more than 10 pounds of body fat, but if we just remain on those, let's say 10 pounds of body fat, then your body fat percentage, because your weight will increase, then that will be lowered. I hope it makes sense, and I do not hope I over-explain. It's just because I have tried with other clients in the beginning of my journey here as an online coach and a personal trainer, where I have under-explained a little bit, and it can be very frustrating for a client if there's under-explaining taking place. If you are in the field yourself, then you can just think that certain things make sense. It's just something that you think makes sense, and the person you explain it to do not think it makes sense. So that's why I'm maybe over-explaining a little bit, and if I do it too much, then just say the word and I will just tone it down a little bit. There's something I want to talk about. We need to do a certain split. I don't know what you are expecting throughout the week, how many times you actually can train. I can say what I will think is most optimal for you, but I just want to know how many times a week you actually can train. Okay, 3 times a week, maybe 4 on a good week where you're not that stressed. Okay, so if we say 3 times a week in general, let's say that. Yeah, okay, so if we just say 3 times a week, then we can do a lot on those 3 times a week. That it's plenty, it's sufficient, I would say. Then I will just form a training program to you as well. We can talk about it a little bit later. Now I will just come in on some of those supplements I think that you should be taking. A very well-known supplement I think that you should be taking is creatine monohydrate. And the reason why I actually think that you should be taking monohydrate is because it's just extremely well studied. There's so many studies on this, and it's the most well studied thing that you can take to actually get you into the goals. Yeah, it's just a very well studied supplement you can be taking. So creatine monohydrate would be very good for you, and this is good for those short dynamic movements you are actually doing in strength training, because it's a fast, short, dynamic movement you are making, and this will go into muscle and contribute to that as well. So you can get a little bit stronger by just taking 3 to 5 grams of this a day. I would just say 3 grams is sufficient. So that is the one thing. The other thing, I do not have a bag on me right now, but is protein powder. I do have a little bit left in my shake right here, but it's for me. Yeah, this is only just for me. Yeah. So by taking this, then we can also optimize. Some people take only protein powder in itself, and some say you should need to take the ISO form of the protein powder because it's more clean. There's much more protein in, or much more protein, maybe 10-15 grams more of protein. So I guess in this normal, this is milk protein. It doesn't have to be milk, but this is just some milk protein. It's like 75 grams of protein in the ISO, which is much just take a sip of this because now I do have it at hand. And down the hatch it goes. Yeah. Okay, so the reason why I wanted to actually talk face to face is also because I like to meet people the first time, because if I see you on Zoom and I have to see you there in that lighting, now we do have this lighting here, where same lighting on me, same lighting on you, and then I can just see where you're at. In the end of the session, where we're just talking together, then I will just have you going on the weight, and then I need to see how much you weigh. It's the morning right now. You have only gotten one meal, I guess, right? Not even one meal. You have not eaten yet. You know what? That's just perfect. That's just perfect. Because if you're not that great of an eater in the morning, then we can also do some fasting, intermittent fasting. I do like this intermittent fasting, where you do a 16-8, where you fast 16 hours a day and night, and then you just eat 8 hours from maybe 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Yeah, I guess. So then you just eat those 8 hour. In that 8-hour window, it has so many benefits. Also anti-aging benefits as well. Yeah, I can do something to the blood. I don't know if it's some atherosclerosis benefits it does have, but I'm not a doctor, so it's not something that I can tell for certain it has those effects, but I've just seen studies and articles, so I can reference them if you want to see it. Okay. Yeah, so I've just gotten a tape measure right here. It's in centimeters, because yeah, I just mentioned pounds before, but this is in centimeters. So we're just going from US to Europe. I just wanna measure biceps, your thighs, your abdominals, yeah, the stomach, actually also the hips and the chest area. Maybe shoulder to shoulder could be interesting as well. So yeah, let's begin with this. If you just flex your bicep, first of all. Yeah, just flex your bicep. Okay. And the other bicep right here. Just flex this one, please. Just flex, please. Okay. Kind of symmetrical. That's nice. I know that my biceps are not totally symmetrical. I think actually I am right-handed, but my left is a little bit bigger for some reason. That was the biceps. So now I just want to measure your chest. Is that okay? Thank you. So if you just take a normal breath in, you just hold that. Yes, please. Okay, got it. I think it could be quite fun to do some shoulder to shoulder ratio, just to see. Also just to see if you are quite wide shoulders. Yeah. So okay, yeah. You actually do have quite wide shoulders, which is very nice for when you do get some muscle mass on you. little bit bolder shoulders. That looks awesome. So I'll just measure thighs. So here you just need to stand. If you can flex your thighs, you know how you do have that muscle control. Sounds quite weird, but some people can't. Then just flex them, and then I will just measure at certain points. Yeah. Okay. And the other one. Okay. A little bit more asymmetrical, but that's actually normal. So no worries there. And now we just need the stomach area. So yeah, just again, normal breath. Just a normal breath. Yeah, that's fine as well. Yeah, that's actually not that much. You're not overweight. It doesn't seem that you're overweight, so I am not surprised. Some people actually do have a little bit more of a right abdominal wall. It doesn't seem like you have, but yeah, I have all the measurements I need. The things I need to do now is a structured meal plan. And also make a structured training plan for you. The thing I need you to do is actually just follow it, and if there's things you cannot handle, there's things you think is very hard, that is where the coaching aspect comes in. Then just say it to me, and then we will just talk about it. What can we make different? What can we allow that you are doing in your daily life, or allow that you are not doing in your daily life? That is just some of those aspects that we are trying to achieve. I do hear that you want some mindset things to this as well. So I think that the thing that we are trying to do is establish where your mindset is. I want you to follow this program that I am making to you. Both the meal plan and the training plan. Just to see where your mindset is at. It's not a fail or a achieve kind of thing, but I just want to see if you are not following this as I'm saying, and you need to be clear. We need to have some great communication between you and me. We need to have some great communication for it to be achieved this thing. So I'm gonna go. I will just sit down at the computer. After that, I just need your weight. We need your weight first, and then I will just, after that, then I will just sit down, make your plans, and send them to you, and then we can talk about it later as well, at a later point as well. So if you just go over to the weight, if we go over there together, then